The sound of heaven. Music beyond imagination. Have you ever wondered what heaven sounds like? Not the choirs we imagine in paintings, nor the soft echoes of harps and violins, but the living sound that fills eternity itself. A sound that does not merely enter your ears, but enters your soul. It is the vibration of love itself, the heartbeat of God resonating through all creation. When heaven sings, everything breathes in harmony. Every star pulses with rhythm. Every drop of light carries a tone, and every redeemed heart becomes an instrument in the grand orchestra of eternity. There are no dissonant notes there, only perfect unity. The angels do not sing because they must, but because they cannot be silent in the presence of such glory. Their songs are born not from duty but from awe, reverence, and unending joy. On earth, we catch only fragments of that celestial melody, a soft whisper in prayer, a tear that falls when worship touches something deep within us, the wind through the trees, the cry of a newborn, the laughter of someone who has just been forgiven. These are echoes, gentle reflections of the music that never ceases in heaven's halls. For the sound of heaven is not made of instruments, but of presence. For the sound of heaven is not made of instruments, but of presence. It is what happens when God draws near, and every living thing responds. When the weight of His holiness fills the air, the very atmosphere begins to sing. Mountains bow, oceans roar, hearts awaken. And in that sacred moment, time stands still, because heaven has entered the room. This is the sound that calls to every soul longing for home. A sound that reminds us we were not made for noise but for harmony, not for chaos but for peace. Every act of worship, every pure note sung from a sincere heart, is a thread that connects earth back to heaven. And one day when the veil is lifted and every tear is wiped away, we will not just hear that song. We will become part of it. For the sound of heaven is not beyond imagination. It is waiting patiently inside every heart that still dares to listen. Number 1. The divine origin of sound. In the beginning there was only silence, and then a voice. Not just any sound, but the sound, the word that called existence into being. And God said, "Let there be light." With that single sentence, vibration entered the void, and creation began to move. From that moment, every frequency, every heartbeat, every whisper of wind became an echo of that first divine utterance. Sound was not invented by man. It was born in eternity. Before there were instruments, before there was language, there was the resonance of God's voice shaping the cosmos. It wasn't noise, it was order. It wasn't random, it was purpose. Every mountain, every ocean, every living soul carries within it a trace of that sacred vibration, the breath of the Creator still humming through time. When God speaks, the universe listens. The galaxies spiral in rhythm. The stars burn in pitch-perfect harmony. Even the unseen realms, the angels, the spirits, the heavens themselves move in the frequency of His will. This is why music touches us so deeply. It is not merely sound, it is memory, a reminder that we came from something greater than ourselves, something that once sang us into being. That is why worship carries such power. When we sing to God, we are not performing, we are returning. Each note we lift is a bridge between the dust of the earth and the light of heaven. Every chord of faith, every melody of gratitude, vibrates with the same creative energy that once formed galaxies out of darkness. Even our prayers, whispered in weakness, are not lost in the void. They join the eternal symphony that has been playing since the dawn of time. The word made sound, the breath made music. Heaven recognizes those frequencies. They are familiar, because they were born from the same source. And perhaps that is the true meaning of divine music, not just something we hear, but something we remember. Somewhere deep within, our souls still carry the pattern of that first song, the sound that brought us to life. When we sing in spirit and truth, we are not creating new music, we are awakening an ancient one. For because sound itself began not on earth but in heaven. And every time we worship, the echo of that first, "Let there be light," still moves through us, reminding creation that the voice has never stopped speaking. Number 2, the harmony of heaven. If sound was born from God's voice, then harmony is the language of His kingdom. In heaven, there is no dissonance, no tension, no fading tone, only the perfect unity of countless beings resonating in one divine accord. Every note, every breath, every heartbeat aligns with the rhythm of the Creator's heart. The universe itself becomes a living hymn of order, beauty, and peace. The angels do not compete for volume or glory. They do not sing to be heard. They sing because love overflows. Their voices weave together like light through crystal, forming colors the human eye has never seen. Each tone strengthens another. No sound exists alone. It is not one choir. It is a galaxy of voices moving as one, drawn by the gravity of love that never ends. In that eternal realm, even silence vibrates with praise. Every atom shines with song. Every motion is music. The rivers of living water flow to the rhythm of grace. The trees of life sway to melodies that have no beginning and no end. Nothing is out of place, because everything knows its part. It is a harmony not of structure, but of surrender, a total yielding to the will of God. When heaven sings, creation listens, and when we, on earth, lift our hearts in worship, heaven listens back. Every sincere song we sing is answered by an echo from above. The veil between worlds trembles, and for a fleeting moment, the two choirs, one mortal, one eternal, merge into a single holy resonance. That is the sound of heaven touching earth. Perhaps that is why pure worship often brings tears. It's not sadness, it's recognition. Somewhere deep within, the soul remembers what it's like to belong to that harmony. It remembers the frequency of home. And one day, when all things are made new, we will no longer hear the harmony from afar. We will stand within it. We will not just sing about heaven, we will sing with heaven. Our voices will join those of the seraphim, our hearts pulsing to the same eternal rhythm. That is the harmony of heaven, where every voice is different, yet none are divided. Where love conducts the music, and every sound, every soul, exists in perfect tune with the heart of God. Number 3, the sound that heals. There is a sound that does not simply please the ear. It restores the soul. It is not found in the noise of the world, nor in the songs that fade with time. It is the sound of heaven, the frequency of love, vibrating through every broken place until what was shattered becomes whole again. In Scripture, David played his harp before King Saul, and the tormenting spirit fled. That was not just music. It was ministry. It was the sound of heaven breaking into human suffering. The melody carried something unseen, the peace of God, the breath of His Spirit, moving through strings and silence alike. Every note was a prayer. Every vibration was healing. Because true sound, the divine sound, carries light. It enters the wounds words cannot reach. It speaks where understanding fails. It calls to the parts of us that have forgotten how to hope. When heaven's song touches a human heart, pain begins to lose its voice, and grace begins to sing in its place. This is why worship can make the broken weep. It is not sadness, it is release. When your soul resonates with God's presence, every burden starts to dissolve in His frequency. You are no longer alone. The same Spirit that hovered over the waters in Genesis now hovers over the waters of your own heart, stilling the storm, calming the chaos, restoring the rhythm of peace. Heaven's music does not demand attention. It gives it. It listens. It surrounds. It soothes. You cannot always describe it, but you can feel it. The warmth, the stillness, the sudden knowing that you are safe, that you are seen, that the healer is near. And in those sacred moments, when the veil between heaven and earth grows thin, the soul begins to hum again. Not in words, not in melody, but in life itself. Every heartbeat becomes a note of worship. Every breath becomes a hymn of gratitude. The sound that heals is not external, it awakens from within. For the music of heaven was never meant to entertain us. It was meant to transform us, to turn sorrow into strength, despair into hope, and silence into song. The world has its noise, but heaven has its song. And when that song finds you, even the darkest parts of your story begin to sing again. Number 4, the silence between notes. Every great symphony needs silence. Without it, the beauty of the notes would have nowhere to breathe. The same is true of heaven's music. Between every chord of glory lies a sacred pause, a stillness so alive that it sings louder than any sound. In heaven, silence is not the absence of music, it is the heart of it. It is the moment when creation listens, when angels bow, when all that exists waits for the next breath of God. It is the space where love gathers strength before it bursts again into song. On earth we often fear silence. We fill our days with noise, voices, thoughts, distractions, because we do not want to face what might rise from the quiet. But heaven teaches us that silence is not emptiness, it is presence. It is the soft pulse of eternity beneath the rush of time. When the soul grows still before God, something miraculous happens. You begin to hear not with your ears, but with your heart. The noise of worry fades, the weight of fear loosens. You start to sense a rhythm beyond sound, a peace that does not depend on melody or words. It is as if heaven itself is breathing inside you. The silence between notes is where the Spirit speaks most clearly. He does not shout, he whispers, and in that whisper is everything: the comfort you've been longing for, the answer you've been seeking, the healing you didn't know you needed. In that sacred pause, the universe holds its breath, and suddenly you realize this is worship too. To be still and to know, to listen, and let the Creator's heartbeat become your own. When the music fades and the lights go out, silence remains. But in that silence, the true song continues, the eternal hum of divine love that never stops resonating through creation. So the next time your world grows quiet, do not rush to fill it, but wait, listen. For sometimes, heaven's loudest song is found in the silence between notes. Number 5, when earth echoes heaven. Every true song on earth is born from a higher melody. Long before the first human voice sang, heaven had already composed its song. Every hymn, every note of worship that rises from the earth is an echo, a faint reflection of that eternal harmony that never ceases above. When a heart sings not for fame but for faith, not for applause but for love, the veil between heaven and earth begins to tremble. In that instant, music ceases to be human. It becomes holy. The Spirit of God flows through sound, through breath, through trembling hands on strings, or the quiet hum of a soul in prayer. When we worship, we do not create something new. We remember something ancient. Somewhere deep within, the soul recalls that it once sang among angels before it was wrapped in flesh and time. Worship awakens that memory. It reminds us where we came from and where we are going back to. In the great churches, choirs lift their voices and stone walls begin to vibrate with reverence. In hidden rooms, a single believer whispers a song of gratitude in the dark. In both, heaven listens. Both are sacred because God does not measure the beauty of sound. He measures the sincerity of the heart. Even creation joins in this echo. The ocean waves crash in rhythm, mountains hum beneath the wind, birds rise and fall in melodies older than language. Every part of nature, knowingly or not, participates in the same song, the endless worship of the Creator. When earth echoes heaven, a bridge is built between worlds. Light descends, hearts rise, and for a fleeting moment, heaven feels close enough to touch. That is why some songs make us weep without knowing why. They awaken a longing too deep for words, a homesickness for the sound we were made to hear. And one day, when all things are renewed, the echo will no longer fade. The choirs of angels and the songs of saints will merge into one eternal chorus. Earth will not only echo heaven, it will become part of it. For the truest music is not what we perform, it's what we live. Every act of love, every word of kindness, every heartbeat surrendered to God adds another note to the divine symphony. And together, all creation will sing the one song that never ends. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty. Number 6. The transformation of the soul. When the sound of heaven touches the human heart, something changes forever. It is not a sound you merely hear. It is a sound that becomes you. Every barrier inside begins to melt. Every wound that once bled silently starts to glow with quiet light. It is as though the Spirit of God reaches through melody and breathes new life into the soul that had forgotten how to sing. The transformation begins in stillness. It is gentle, almost imperceptible at first, a stirring deep within the spirit, a pulse that feels ancient yet familiar. The noise of the world fades, and what remains is pure, the heartbeat of heaven resonating in your chest. You realize that worship is not something you do, it is something you are. You are made for this sound, sculpted from its vibration, sustained by its rhythm. When the soul aligns with heaven's frequency, fear loses its strength. Shame falls away, doubt dissolves like mist before dawn. What once felt heavy now becomes light. What once was broken now becomes beautiful. You begin to see not with eyes of pain, but with eyes of peace. Every note of the divine melody whispers, "You are loved, you are whole, you belong." The music of heaven does not simply heal, it redefines. It teaches the heart a new language, grace. In its resonance, you start to understand that holiness is not distance from the world, it is harmony with the Creator. To live in that harmony is to become a living instrument of light, vibrating with compassion, truth, and gentleness wherever you go. And one day, when all things are restored, we will stand in that eternal choir, our transformed souls radiant with sound. We will not sing to heaven as outsiders, we will sing from heaven as sons and daughters finally home. The music will no longer surround us, it will flow through us, a river of glory, unending, alive. For this is the destiny of every redeemed heart, to be tuned, refined, and transformed until it sings perfectly with the voice of God Himself. And when that day comes, heaven will not simply be a place we enter. It will be the song we have become. Conclusion: the eternal symphony. There will come a day when the music of heaven will no longer be a mystery, but a homecoming. A day when all creation, seen and unseen, will join in a single radiant song. The oceans will keep time, the stars will pulse in rhythm, and every redeemed soul will find its perfect note in the eternal harmony of God. For now, we hear only in part. We catch glimpses, a melody in worship, a whisper in prayer, a silence that feels alive. But even these fragments are holy, for they remind us of where we belong. The longing we feel when heaven's sound brushes against our hearts is not weakness, it is remembrance. It is the soul remembering its origin, yearning to return to the song it was born from. The eternal symphony is not something that will begin one day, it is already playing. Every act of love, every tear of surrender, every quiet prayer adds a note to its unfolding beauty. Heaven's music is not confined to choirs of angels. It moves through the humble, the faithful, the ones who keep singing even in the dark. They are the living instruments of God's grace, carrying fragments of His harmony into the noise of the world. And when the final day dawns, the fragments will unite. The dissonance of sin will fade into silence. The chaos of the world will fall still. And in that silence, a single tone will rise, the voice that once said, "Let there be light." Only this time, it will say, "It is finished." All things are made new. Then every soul that has ever longed, every heart that has ever loved him, will join the eternal choir. There will be no more separation between heaven and earth, between creator and creation. We will no longer hear the sound of heaven. We will become part of it. For the final song is not just about music. It is about union. The union of love and light, of spirit and truth, of God and his people. That is the eternal symphony, the unending sound of divine love, the heartbeat of heaven, and the song that never dies.